So I put a Facebook post out to our local village notice board of any dropped apples, fallen apples, we can come into people's gardens, clear them up, etc. And actually a lot of people are bagging apples and pears up and going to drop them off, which is ideal. No manual labour involved with that. And another person is got a little microbrewery and they've got leftover barley, brewer's barley that they've used. So the pigs absolutely love it. And we've got 4 different types of apples. Don't bite me. Crab apple, cooking apple, there. Don't want to get bitten. Eating apple. And then these little ones, which are another type of crab apple, I think. But look how red they are all the way through. And actually they taste all right. They're not sour like a crab apple. Morning all. Today's mission is try and edit and work in to a video all of or a lot of the footage I've taken over the past few weeks. So I'm actually going to go and have a look at the grass seed in a minute. It's 8 days since we planted it. No, it's not. No, it's a week because it's Saturday today. I keep thinking it's Sunday. So it's Saturday today. It's a week since we planted it. We've had rain 6 days of this week. It's rained. So I'm hoping it's a bit of warmth, should be up. Whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to show you actually injecting the eye of the cows.
This is the eye.
Elbow me in the face.
It's quite bad. Injecting in the eyelid. What's that, Ben?
Endomycin.
And that just drips over the eye and fixes it. Look at that.
Old Hercules here.
Old Johnny T on it today. Old Geli down there.
So I'm just driving out the yard. The bloody windscreen needs a wash, but I've not got any fluid in it. We finished dung spreading yesterday. Eli and Billy covered me and Guy. Eli's been a superstar. He's pretty much full time at the minute. And he washed his spreader off and then bought one of RM Agri's silage trailers back. So, because these tractors, well, they ain't too, oh yeah, they are quite bad. I don't want to take that on the silage pit. Because if any of that mud falls off into the silage, it'll just contaminate it, bad bacteria. It's not good practice. So we'll take them off, take them and wash them all off rather. Make sure they're nice and clean for Monday. This is the way to load spreaders. Big old pile of sand. Digestate on sand. It's actually spreading quite well. Out in the maize grass field. This is what we're calling it now, the maize grass. We're out in the maize grass and actually it's quite surprising what's growing out here. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you. You can hear this because it's not too windy. So this is the grass margin that I direct drilled in. Now there was no tilt here, I was just drilling straight onto it. And as you can see, the grass is coming up really quite thick. The little bit's gone down the cracks, like in the middle here, but it is growing out the cracks. You see? So actually, this margin all the way up, you can just see the lighter green patches in it is all growing. I've just driven down it. That's brilliant. Now onto the dirt. The grass is slowly, because it's gone into a little bit of tilth and not been rolled, it is slowly coming up. It's not quite as thick as what's on this side. I mean, look. You can see it's all here. But it's definitely all in the ground. So I can see the odd bits, the odd wispy bits. Here, there's a row coming up. So it's getting there. I imagine another week and it'll be right up. I might be able to see more on the headland. I'll have a walk down. But you can see all this. I mean, this grass is flying. Can you see where I spilled some? Yeah, it is coming up. It's all coming up. It's just going to be a bit slow. Some more there's bits of clover coming up as well. Here you go, there's a maize seed. Just started germinating, look at that. I'll put you back in the ground, mate. Turn into that. So what this grass probably needs is a good roll, because I'm walking on the ground. It's just gone slightly puffy. I'm not going to roll it until we've got the rest of the maize off and that area drilled, because there's no point just getting the rolls over to do 8 acres and flatten everything else here. I'll drill that, I'll graze this bit, and then we'll roll the whole thing all at once, providing it's not too wet, and that'll be fine. If not, we'll just have to roll it in the spring, but it should all go. Before I get to the farm to talk to you about the 315 and all of that rubbish that goes with it, I am going to have a look at the cobs on this maize, just to see where we're at with it all. Starting to lean over, or some of it is. That means it's getting there. And just feeling from the outside, they're still popping, so that's well in the milky stage. No real need to open one up, but I'll go inside and get one to open up just to show you. It's coming in a bit. There's a lot of weed under the under canopy as well, so that's odd. I've never seen one come up the top like that. Usually get a flower like this, not a cob. Started opening up. That's a tiny little cob. That ain't right. Right, let's take one off here. Open it up and have a look. There's a lot of double cobs around, and then open cobs, which I don't like. It's a different variety. It's Conclusion. I've not used it before. It's a later variety. But we've got another head here. You know, there's no flower coming off of it. It's just gone straight to cob. I don't think we'll be using this again. Usually we grow 10A, which usually has a cob about this size, a fair bit fatter, and it's great. And we only really get one cob to a plant. On this, it's got one there and one little one trying to produce there. I'd rather have one big cob than 4 little ones. Open up my cob. It's a very good sized one. And we're at the milky stage. See that? Like a zit. That's the milky stage. That's good 2 or 3 weeks off at least. When the tractor's the same size as the clamp. Little T7315. Butt brake looks small on her. Auto power. Nice tractor, to be fair. What I will say is, it's a lot of steps to go up there. Bloody ladder that is. Was the footage of the 315. Like I said, beast of a tractor. Love pushing up with it, rolling with it. The tyres were so wide. They're a lot wider than these ones. These ones aren't narrow. They're 650s. They're not 710s. But those 710s, and that extra couple of ton of weight, that was something else for rolling. You could just cover the pit so quick. And pushing up, I didn't even have to rev. It was brilliant. But I really like this tractor for pushing up, so I can't knock it. And on the 315, there was no hydraulic top link because I couldn't get one that fitted. But you know, it is what it was. It was very nice to try, and thank you very much for TH Whites for getting us out of a sticky situation. Right, on to what went wrong. This whole front end is all brand new now. This basically on the second load, I pushed into the load as normal. It was on like some nice light lucerne barley whole crop, and I heard a bloody great crack, right, which I thought was one of the top link balls in here. Which that does happen because hydraulic top link is always swiveling on this ball. So I thought, well, I'll get out and have a quick look. Looked at that, couldn't see anything. And I was stood this side, couldn't see anything this side. Everything looked normal. Then my mate Yorkie, he was stood the other side. He said, what's wrong? I said, I just heard a massive crack. He said, well, it's a bloody great crack here. This casting here had split. Basically, this whole front end had come loose on these bolts. I think 1 or 2 were missing. And it just split off. Now that's no one's fault, it just happens. So I jumped to Charlie's yard. I took this tractor to Charlie's yard, nicked the 315 out of the yard, which happened to belong to TH Whites, and it was very good of them to let us use it, or me use it and have it. Chucked the butt rake on and went butt raking. Hunts had this back, took this front end off completely, all the pipes and everything, put another front end on from a tractor they had in the yard, piped it all up, phoned me up and said we're on our way with it. 6 hours. 6 hours from start to finish. I left it at Charlie's yard at 12 o'clock and I got it back at 6 o'clock, delivered to the yard I was butt raking in. You cannot fault that for service. You can see how clean those bolts are, how new they are, how new that is. It's all new. It's all new, under warranty, fantastic. You couldn't ask for better service. That was brilliant. And also just noticed I've got mowing brackets on this. That's not a bad do, is it? Well, we've got one clean. Lovely job. Now onto Eli's. Oh, maybe I should have brushed it. Didn't have any traffic film. Might have to get the little brush and the hose pipe on with a fairy liquid when I get home. Old Eli, straight on with these. Get it nice and clean to get absolutely coated in mud when we go on Maize on Monday. I think that grey hoodie is going to be pretty much dark grey / black by the time he finishes. All clean. Oh, they're shining.